Now, I'll tell you this, my Israeli uncle, I mean, he gave a blowjob to a Palestinian kid, but it wasn't with his mouth or wasn't involved in private parts. It involved tanks and explosions, okay? So, you gotta talk to me. He didn't give a bad kind of blowjob, okay?
Duck, hey!
Put your wrist like this. Put your wrist like this. Don't do this. That is offensive to Jews everywhere. You can't do that. That's very, very bad. I'm calling the ADL on you. What are you doing? You're like the Mexican Hitler. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's very, very bad.
Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about a YouTube channel that has been rising in popularity over the past year. That is called Predator Poachers. And Predator Poachers does a video style where essentially it takes after To Catch a Predator, a Dateline show directed by Chris Hansen back in the day, which actually got a reboot into Hansen vs. Predator, but that's a side note. Basically the style of it is they set up these bait decoys who go into chat rooms and in some cases Grindr and whatnot, and they basically stake out as children, and they pose as children or underage people, and they essentially engage with adults or whoever, and most of the time they end up catching creeps or predators who try to prey on children and meet up with them for sex or who knows what. And basically this style of video is very important, and I've been watching them for as long as I can remember. You know, like I've always been watching Chris Hansen and whatnot, and I think it's just a great style and it needs a lot of attention. And then there was a resurgence of it, I'd say in the past few years, of people that were inspired by To Catch a Predator, including many of them, like notably Pop Squad, a great, I think it's American based. Then there's a lot of Canadian ones such as Surrey Creep Catchers and whatnot. There's a lot of just, I guess, vigilante style content creators who are coming together and recreating the To Catch a Predator formula. And I've been following this for a while. I pop in every few months or so just to see, you know, who's exposing what predator, and it really is informative, and it teaches you a lot about the style of how these people catch these children, and it teaches you a lot, and I think that it's very important, and I think that it deserves the spotlight. But recently I stumbled across a channel called Predator Poachers, and this channel is just so problematic in so many ways, and I think that, you know, it serves as a catalyst for racism and just ignorance, but it uses the Predator style exposing as a front for it, and I think that it's very abusive and extremely just harmful, and I think that it's also like a really very poor way of handling the situation of predators, and I just think you guys should check out this channel, because the things that they say, or at least the main front man, I don't know his exact name or whatnot, it's the white male that seems to be running the channel here, and I mean, it is just atrocious, the things he says, the ignorance, and the funny thing is just that he hides behind the shield of, like, you know, at least I'm doing, you know, a good thing. I'm exposing predators, but he uses this as a Trojan horse to spread his just ignorance and very shallow humor, and it doesn't hit, and it's extremely it just comes from a place that is just so ignorant and bigoted, and I think that it's also really abusive to, you know, not to take the side of a predator necessarily, but these are still humans at the end of the day. And I think the way that he attacks them and plays with them and just insults them is incredibly, very, very much like a bully. It's actually bullying. And I understand that, you know, these people, you shouldn't be soft on them really. You don't have an incentive to do so. But even when you see, you know, people like Pop Squad and Surrey Creep Catchers and whatnot, and obviously To Catch a Predator by Chris Hansen, you see that they continue to have a professionalism about themselves, and they conduct it in a very constructive manner. They don't come at these predators in a very, you know, aggressive or angry or even comedic, because at the end of the day, this isn't funny. And I think that that's something that they don't, or I don't know who exactly is behind Predator Poachers or whatever, but it doesn't seem to be taken in consideration how they should come across, and they think that it should be an entertaining thing. And without a doubt, I mean, it is entertaining sometimes to see the ridiculous excuses or mental gymnastics some of these predators go through. But I mean, Jesus, like it's not a funny subject, and it shouldn't be a way to get out funny racism or whatever undertones that this person's pushing. And this guy is just relentless. I mean, you see this the bullying, the making fun of how they physically look, like, oh, your nose is big, or this or that, and the Jewish video, and the black and the Mexicans, and the fields and the cotton. And it's just like all of these jokes, and it's I want to share this, and I think that it's important to look at this just like abuse of power and influence, and I hope that somebody will reach out and open your eyes to this account, because it seems to be getting bigger, and I don't know if I'm the first person to speak up about this or whatnot, but I go in the comment section of this guy's video, and you see these people who are defending it, and they're using this as a way to sneak in racist and derogatory terms towards people. In this case especially, I went on this Jewish video, and they're commenting these "fuck Jews" and this is you're snowflakes for feeling this way and such, and I just think it's really gross. And I really want to also highlight on his channel, on his video, the Jewish video, there's a commenter that I'm going to put on the screen, and this guy here is clearly an anti-Semitic figure. I mean, like, this guy, it's very clear that he feels very strongly about his white identity and whatnot. And I just think it's honestly, like, it's not funny, but it's almost comical that he seems to be having these so immature and just superiority complex towards his race and whatnot, and this disgust for the Jewish people, and you see the promotion and the not even like the endorsement of the Predator Poachers channel holder, the guy behind the channel. He's endorsing this guy's speech, and he just goes along with it. And I think it's very clear that this person is on the wrong side of and I don't want to get too politically polarizing, even though I clearly am, I guess. No, actually, take that back. It's not really politically polarizing. It's just straight up racism in this case. And I think it's just funny that, like, this guy is, like, endorsing this type of behavior and rhetoric in his comment section. And he ends up actually asking the commenter, what's your Instagram? Like, let me get in contact with you. And it's just really funny. And I think that you guys should just, browse through this guy's channel, see how he just bullies these predators. And like I said, I'm not here to defend a predator, because I think that they deserve a lot. I think in some cases they deserve to get their ass beat, but that's not how we handle things, and especially not if you're going to be monetizing it and putting it online. And I don't want to get too much into this guy's pockets or whatever their issue is, but it seems that this guy's really young, and they seem like one comment pointed out that they seem like they're fresh out of high school, and they're just they're just looking at a person a bully. And I think that they don't have their head on their shoulders necessarily, especially seeing how this guy thinks about marginalized people or Jewish people, and it's just really gross. And I think that a lot of people should pay attention to this and learn something from it, and I think that we should do something about this, because I think that a person with this much power and influence, it's just disgusting. It's a shame that he would use this serious topic, and it gives it a bad taste, or not a bad taste, it gives it a bad name, the predator exposing style of video. It's this guy is just not, he's not doing it right, man, or and it seems like there's a group of them, but they just seem like they're not doing it for the right reasons. They're doing it to shit on somebody and ruin somebody or whatever, and I just think it's shitty. Like I said already, but I'm rambling at this point. I just think you guys should check out this guy's videos. I'm going to include a couple clips to show you, the type of shit that these people say and this guy says. I think it's gross. And yeah, man, this is just all bad. Hopefully this guy can clean up his videos. I mean, hopefully he takes constructive criticism. It doesn't take this like not holding accountability for his racist derogatory things and just says people are PC and snowflakes and need to get over it. I mean, we're nearing 2020 at this point. I think that we should, they should have a better response to being held accountable for their horrible things that they're saying and doing. That's about it, though. yeah, hope you guys check out this guy's channel, Predator Poachers. And another thing, like I said, I feel like they're monetizing this. I think they have like merchandise that they seem to be like profiting off of it, and it seems like a way to like cheaply get views. And that's what someone also pointed out. It's like he's just using this as like a way to get attention, and it's just gross. So I really hope you guys just check this out, and I appreciate you listening, and I really just think you should, you know, give this an honest critique and be honest with yourself and say, do we want this to be okay? Is this okay? What do you think? You know, is doing one good deed allow you to shit on groups of people, be a shitty, be racist, say derogatory things? Should that slide because you are exposing predators? Should you be able to bully predators? All right, guys, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed this little thing. Comment below, and I'd like to hear people's opinion on it. Thank you. Okay, this video I'm about to show you is a video of Predator Poachers doing a like hybrid of a predator exposing video and a prank video where he decides to dress like not dress like a Jew, but put on a quote-unquote Jew fro and make Jewish jokes, anti-Semitic jokes, like basically dog whistles. It's pretty insane, and then, you know, continue to bully this guy.
Oh my gosh, your beautiful hair is more silky than the pillow my dad got me for my bar mitzvah. It's very nice. Now, I'll tell you this, my Israeli uncle, I mean, he gave a blowjob to a Palestinian kid, but it wasn't with his mouth or wasn't involved in private parts. It involved tanks and explosions, okay? So, put your wrist like this. Put your wrist like this. Don't do this. That is offensive to Jews everywhere. You can't do that. That's very, very bad. I'm calling the ADL on you. What are you doing? You're like the Mexican Hitler. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's very, very bad. Very, very
It's clear to me that he's kind of making a nod at the PewDiePie situation where, like, anything I do could be Nazi. You know, what is a Nazi? It's sort of like this false ambiguity that they seem to be trying to spread. It's like an alt-right thing.
bad. Alejandro, your hair looks like a bunch of burnt spaghetti, Alejandro. Is that even kosher?
Where you want to go?
Your neck was thicker than your nutsack, Alejandro. Very, very bad. Okay, Alejandro, I'm going to have the Rothschild send a hit on you, Alejandro.
One thing I find really funny about this guy's comedy is that it's so elementary and just like shit. Like, it's just not funny. And it's just sad. It really is sad. Not funny attempts of humor that are just childish and not very well thought out.
No estaba seguro y no mames, güey, háblame chido.
Look like you swallowed tires your whole life.
En serio, me salió mentira.
They sound like they're arguing like those gay Spanish pornos that I always watch. Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
Me salió mentira.
Here's another example of insensitivity, and they're just like berating this Hispanic man that clearly doesn't speak good English or any English at all, and later on in the clip you also see that you know, the main guy starts to do this like stereotypical gay voice. It's just so bad and embarrassing, and it really just shows that these guys are bigots and they don't really care, and they're here to make fun of these people. They're bullying these predators, and like I said, you know, I'm not gonna keep repeating myself, but basically it's I understand, you know, predators are not the like, you know, you're not supposed to like these people, but these people are people that need help. There's obviously a mental issue, and I think that they're not taking it seriously, and they're using it as a way to just bully people and get free views off of shitty humor.
Sir, what's going on? What's going on? Oh my god. Felipe, do something!
¿Cuánta gente abductan inocentes de 13, 14, 15 años?
You gonna roll to your car? There you go.
Guys, what are y'all doing?
What's going on?
Oh my god.
You speak English?
No,
Camine su carro. Camine su carro, viejo.
Yo nunca he hecho eso.
Camina.
And here they go again with this clip. They're just following this guy around, fucking with him, like this group of kids, just berating this man. Like, I don't know how this is, like, in any way helping anybody in the situation. It's only going to get you views from people that don't understand the weight of the situation. And you're just laughing at this guy. You're making, you know, obesity jokes. You're making fun of his language barrier, and you're being very homophobic. It's just pathetic. It's like they're losing focus of why they're there. They're there to focus on a very serious issue of child exploitation and kidnapping. And there's a laundry list of things that come with predators and people that meet children online. And they're just losing focus, and they're starting to make it about something that's comedic and let's make fun of these guys' parents and whatnot, when the real problem is very serious, and they need to focus on that and helping this person out. And what's the next step? Not this bullshit. It's just not effective, and it's just horrible.
Man, is your nose big because you're Middle Eastern or because you're lying? I can't tell.
In this video titled Predator from Pakistan, in that clip I just played, he asks the man, is your nose big because you're Middle Eastern, or is it because you're lying or whatever? And it's just like, dude, come on now.
Fez, we can tell your shirt only has stains on it because you washed it after Gay Pride and it didn't work out well. Come on, Fez. Shut the fuck up, man.
Another cheap, unfunny gay joke.
Come on, Fez, please don't explode on us. Fez, do not explode on us. You're bombing this interview, Fez. Osama would be proud.
Like, like I really just, it's insane that this shit like flies. It's really crazy. You know, very apparent what's going on here, the racism. Anyways, man, that's enough from this guy. Now, this next one is especially cringy. It's just like he fumbles his words. He tries to make a joke where there's no joke. He doesn't even know how to deliver the joke that he's trying to make. But it's racist towards this black man who's a predator, and they ended up catching. And this guy ends up going crazy, actually, later in the video, but that's besides the point. Anyways, watch this insanely stupid slavery field joke.
Now, I don't know how sensitive you're going to get to that field over there, because you know how African-American fields are. I don't want to offend you with that, so just step away from that field. I don't want to, I ain't with that racist shit, so,
Anyways, I think I said what I had to say. I just hope you guys, are aware of this. This is just not the way you want to handle these situations. This is very immature, and this guy shows his true colors. And I mean, like I said, these crypto fascists, these alt-right, alt-height, whatever the fuck they come from, these poletards, they're everywhere, and they exist in all spaces, and I would have never expected them to exist in this space, the exposing predator space, which is a noble thing to do. It's an honorable thing to do, and it's very important. It's just sad that this is, a platform for someone like this racist guy. And, it's very clear that he's underage, or not underage, but just really young, and doesn't really understand, the effects of his rhetoric that he's spreading through these quote unquote jokes. And I understand, I'm not going to get into the whole topic of controversial jokes, but I will say this, this isn't the way to go about it. And it's very clear that this guy has a motive, and that is to spread ignorance behind, the exposing of predators. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Take care.